at the sold-out and noisy Palace of Auburn Hills. This is it, opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with my broadcast partners, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. Man, can you feel the excitement in the air? The fans here in Detroit ready to cheer on their Pistons in this inter-conference matchup. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court right now for the Spurs. Green teams with Leonard on the wings. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. And it's Parker in at the point guard. Deep two from Jennings. Tim Duncan grabs the miss. Brandon Jennings acquired in a sign and trade by the Pistons last season on a 3-year, $24 million contract.
Well, Jennings probably expecting more in terms of the deal. But look, maybe it was a wake-up call for him. You know, he has not been part of a winning team yet. And generally speaking, you know, stats alone don't get you max contracts. Stats and wins are what do that, and that's what's next for Jennings.
Addition out to Caldwell Pope. Here's...
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
That's not as easy as he made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary, partner.
Man.
Oh, you know it. The guy can climb the ladder, can't he?
Here's Caldwell Pope, following the score by Tony Parker. And Drummond kicks to Caldwell Pope. Clock at 6. Butler passes to Jennings. It's blocked by Duncan. They retain possession. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. They kick it out to Green. Back to Parker. Leonard attacking. And it's slammed in by Splitter.
It's a real alley-oop that time, partner.
The pass, Clark, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
Precision at its finest.
Yeah, and it all had to be perfect and in precision. That's not nearly as easy as they made it look.
Coach is liking Clark what he's seeing from his offense.
And shoot, why wouldn't he? I mean, guys, they're filling it up with ease, executing, getting quality shots. I mean, this is fun to watch.
Yeah, this is like a clinic out there, guys. This is exactly how you attack the defense. Move the ball, sharp cuts, and really a nice pace to their offense. Spurs were able to take the top seed in the West once again and set themselves up for yet another deep playoff run. Boy, that is a tough shot.
Jennings kicks to Caldwell Pope. Lets the three fly. They get it back. Here's Drummond. Good. Drummond's got 6 points.
He's getting his hands dirty right away by doing some battling on the boards.
As you said, the Spurs were the top seed coming into the playoffs and in the West, but they were pushed to the limit early by Dallas before cruising to the NBA Finals. And I can go back a number of years where the #1 seed has had a tough time in its first-round matchup only to get to the NBA Finals and in some cases win it.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Boris Diaz checked in for Splitter. Bellinelli comes in for Leonard. Ano Ginobili's checked in for Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Now here is Monroe. Detroit, no good that time either. Here's Ginobili. Finish off the brace.
Beautiful finger roll to cap that drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guys.
And for the Spurs in their run to yet another NBA title. didn't seem to have any weakness in any facet of their game.
And, you know, a little bit of that was overlooked, I thought, Kevin, heading into the final series against Miami, but certainly not afterward. One of the things that so impressed me was the depth, the quality of play that the Spurs got from everybody that Greg Popovich called on. And that really was the difference. They had 8, 9 guys playing at a high level, and Miami only had 1 or 2 guys most nights.
That's a great thought. Mills, that's a 2-pointer. Here's Duncan. Another shot. Blocked. Oh, and he's going up for the alley-oop here.
How nice was that alley-oop? Those two really have a good connection.
Yeah, read each other so well. It's a play I'm sure, Clark, they love to run.
And as the receiver, he didn't feel like he had the need to go for the monster finish.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And, guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
I was impressed with their transition game, guys. They really got out and ran the lanes.
Yeah, they did. I mean, no better way to get easy buckets than through fast breaks.
On the court right now for the Spurs, Ginobili and Leonard on the wings. Splitter is up there with Boris Diaw, and it's Parker in at the point. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
And now a look at Josh Smith. Solid numbers last season. He was around 16 points a game last year, 6 rebounds and 3 assists. I'm sure he's happy with the way things have been going. Those are some nice, steady numbers.
Well, how could he be unhappy about him, Steve? I mean, he'd probably like to see just a little more of an uptick in him, just the same, but nothing to not be content about there.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Kevin, the Spurs are again. And the defending NBA champs. One key to their success, Tony Parker said, we had to sacrifice and take less money. That's what it takes to win championships. It's just the family atmosphere here. Deep down, I know Pop will take care of me until the end of my career. Guys, it comes back to that connection.
Yeah, trust and commitment is really a staple of their organization. Thanks, Doris. We talk about players who can dominate the game physically, Steve. Andre Drummond is certainly on the short list there.
Yeah, I agree, Kevin. From day one in the NBA, he's been an elite rebounder and shot blocker and dunker. Very strong and mobile. Plays above the rim. He just has to continue to develop his footwork and his understanding of the game.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
And you talk about Drummond. I mean, he was 3rd in the league in dunks last season. He can out-quick and outrun most bigs. He beats them to the rim, or he can overpower them and throw it down over the top, so he can come at you in multiple ways. Well, we got a moment to look back to last year's Spurs right now. 1st in assists, 1st in three-point field goal percentage. And they were number 2 in field goal percentage. This is a team that got good shots on a regular basis and knocked them down.
And Clark, what you talked about that really resonates with me is the assists, because they were the best in the league. Clearly a result of wonderful offensive execution and, of course, unselfishness. It didn't seem to matter who was taking the shot. That team always tried to find the open man. And Drummond, top 2 in field goal percentage last season. Despite that, his shooting touch is definitely a work in progress. In fact, you look at his free throw percentage for his career, around 40%. That's the next step for him.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Spurs.
And they've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Bynum kicks to Jennings. Pass to Drummond. Over Splitter. They get it back. Here's Smith. And the foul call on Kawhi Leonard. The Pistons making a change here. Butler's checked in. And the whistle blows. It'll be on Thiago Splitter. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's Smith. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's the lob to the hoop. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Let's take a look at Manu Ginobili's numbers. Last season's performance for him was around 12 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. When you have a shooter like him off the bench, it makes finding points a lot easier.
Well, Steve, you know, things can get stagnant without offense coming off the bench, and he always can supply some shooting.
Parker drives in. He dishes it to Splitter. Pass to Diaw. Butler against Leonard. Misses with the tough leaning jump shot. Well, you knew that Andre Drummond was oozing with potential, but that keyword, potential, you know, can quite often be as much of a curse, Clark, as it is a boon, but he just blossomed last year.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, with the way he moves around the floor at his size, you had to know that if he started to put it all together, he would be a game-changing talent, and he showed flashes of that and made a big leap last season.
The Pistons making a change here. Caldwell Pope's checked in. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for San Antonio. Green comes in for Leonard. Jennings dishes to Smith. Trying to get back on track. And the layup's good off the glass.
And you said with Drummond, you know, the movement and fluidity of him, he makes the extraordinary seem so easy at times. Very much a highlight reel machine at such a young age.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Spurs coach Greg Popovich is so highly respected by his peers. Thunder coach Scott Brooks said there are 3 things you can count on: death, taxes, and Pop winning 50 games. Dallas coach Rick Carlisle called him, quote, the best coach in any sport ever and the smartest man in the history of the world. Kevin, he wasn't joking.
High praise indeed. Thank you, Doris.
You know, the highlight plays will always be there for a guy like Drummond. Size, speed, athleticism. But, you know, he was able to take on a lot more minutes last year and did not see an incredible efficiency drop-off, which is impressive. I think that could be just a sign of things to come for this young man.
Parker with the steal. Drops in the breakaway layup. Now it's a 7-point Spurs lead.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Well, their energy is lacking. And they've got to start playing harder and battle down in the paint.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
And that one's good.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
You know, he's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounce ability.
And that does it for the first half of play.